now under pressure. We have lots of stuff to deliver in 4650 and beyond. And I need
Well, who the fuck is doing all this ridiculous planning anyway?
That is something for me to challenge, because I don't think we're going to be able to make it. But still, I am asking the team to be top performers in the next few months, because we have to make the effort. We have to try achieve those goals, and I need everyone in the team to be working really hard and communicating with each other and collaborating with each other. Either you are there or you are not, right? What I'm asking you to do is to be there. And I'm giving you, again, another opportunity to be there and to deliver in the next 2 weeks in January and February. You know how I measure things.
Yeah, in a ridiculous way, yeah.
In a ridiculous way. Well, do you have a better way? If you had a better way, if you had a suggestion for me on how to measure work being done and quality being delivered?
I think if you didn't make me feel badly about myself most of the time, that you actually will get the performance that you want. But the way you talk to me, I hate that. I really think the way you talk to me is very demeaning, and
have I been talking to you in that way for the whole year? Is that what you're telling me? That I always talk to you about that in that way? Or is it only today?
I feel like sometimes, you've adopted certain language patterns, but on the inside, I think this is like really you. And I feel like, and again, I feel like it's weird because I'm a grown adult, because I feel like with you, I feel like I'm dealing with my parents when I was a teenager, where I just try to avoid your ire and like walk on eggshells. By, again, trying to just make you see the behaviors that you want to see but like, yeah.
Am I not treating you as an adult when I say, please be on time, please don't be late?
I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate you sort of treating this as if I'm being intentionally malicious, when I'm just doing the best I can with whatever energy I have.
Well, apparently the best you can is not enough for me.
Okay, apparently not.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just asking you to be here before 10. That is not happening. And again, if you read the handbook.
And I'm pretty sure that at least more than half the time I was here,
It's not more than half, it's every day. Every day you should be on time to work. Every day. Not in this company, but in every other company in the world.
I don't agree with that, but okay.
I am happy to accommodate and to be flexible, and I was flexible with you for a very long time, and you were arriving 10:30, almost 11, late to the standards, and that was not a big deal. Now it is a big deal. Because I need to fix your behaviors and your patterns. I don't like them. I think they are disrespectful to the team and disrespectful to me. You have many complaints about me, I also have complaints about you. And I'm making them very explicit. I'm telling you how to fix those. And if you fix those, then I'll be happy. But if you don't, I won't be happy. And other people in the team, they also have their behaviors, and I'm not happy with those, and I'm trying to address them. But that is not your problem. That is my problem and their problem. I'm trying to get the best out of each one of you guys. Because that's my job. That's my
Okay.
If I'm doing a bad job, then please send your feedback towards my manager. So yeah, next couple of weeks, if you are dealing with incidents, do your best. Otherwise, API errors, and let's try to deliver that by the end of the year, as we said.
Okay, but honestly, again, I'm not sure how good it's gonna be, but
Well, if you can deliver some code every day, we'll make good progress. So you can do it day by day and see how it goes.
okay.
And if there are many things fundamentally wrong and we need a big refactor, just make sure you communicate that clear enough in the stand-up or clear enough to me. You can send me a message.
Okay, but are you going to remember? Because again,
if you provide,
even I remember this from last winter, my frustration when I make an effort to do all the, put all the details in my stand-up updates, and then at the end you're like, well, what happened? Why is this late? And I'm like, oh, I gave all the updates every day, like for the past month. Are you just gonna forget?
I won't be able to remember updates for all the stand-ups from each one of you guys, right? If you wanted to, you can leave your updates in the tickets themselves, right? There's so many ways you can leave your update written down, right, in a ticket saying, I'm trying to do this, but there's major blocker because this other ticket that is a tech debt.
And then I have to send the links to you.
Not necessarily. You can insert that information in the stand-up.
Okay, but here's what I'm saying. I'm just making clear that, I'm frustrated because multiple times I do all these things, and then at the end, I don't know, you're in a bad mood, you decide you don't like me, and you go like, well, what have you done in the past month? Because blah, blah, blah. And like, what I did to the updates, what else do you want, right?
You have to do your best to deliver, right?
Okay, well, I'm just making it clear that, I will do the work, but just don't come to me later and go like, well, what did you do? When I give the updates.
Okay. If I go back to you asking what did you do, which is something I do with many people in the team,
Yeah.
and you have the tickets, you have your blockers, your tech debt, everything is somewhere, and you can show it to me and say, these are all the PRs, these are all the tickets that I did, this is the 2 incidents that I was working on for these 2 days, and I can got them resolved, and I wrote like the home. If you have all this evidence, then you have to shut up. But I don't have it. That is the problem. Is it clear enough? I don't have any evidence. I have to do the performance score next month, and I don't know what you did. I have nothing on my hands. Right? I cannot just assume that you did something useful. I cannot assume it. I need to see it. I need to see it. I need to measure people. I need to measure performance. How can I measure something if I don't see it? Am I supposed to do 3 for everyone every quarter?
I heard that some people do it.
Okay, well, that's not me. Are they being good managers? Am I being a bad manager because I try to measure?
It depends on what your goal is as a manager, because again, like I said, on the there's this concept that if people feel motivated enough, you don't have to tell them to do stuff because they will just do it, right?
Are you motivated enough?
Well, no, because I don't like the way you treat me.
Am I being disrespectful with you?
Yes.
Yes. What did I say? That it was not respectful?
Well, like I said, I don't like that you treat me with mistrust all the time.
I am not doing that. I was not treating you with mistrust. I was trying to explain that I did exactly the opposite. I wanted to trust you.
Yeah,
I-
but
I
then
was
but then you're
accepting-
coming at me with all these things just because in the past 3 weeks you didn't like see everything.
Because in the last 3 weeks, you broke that trust. That is the message I'm trying to deliver.
Just because I didn't report like
Yes.
every little thing.
Yes.
And that's what I mean, right? It was like a few weeks, but you're making it sound like I was like not delivering since
I
July,
am
when
trying-
I'm pretty sure that when I was here in the summer, I was happy and I was happy to work.
Okay, I'm trying to say that that was totally wrong, and it should never happen again. Right? No communication should never happen.
Okay, again, it was not no communications.
Little communication should never happen. When I write a message to you in Slack, I expect a response within a day. Right? It's not immediate response, but I expect a response. Even if you cannot respond, yet say, hey, I'll come back to you. That is usually enough. Right? I didn't get that.
Okay, well, that just got lost. I don't know which message you want, but yeah.
Well, I need you to pay more attention to those things.
Okay.
Right? And again, the rota shift, all that stuff, I'm not happy with. Right? Those things are bad enough by themselves, and they show my trust. Right? I was trusting you. I was giving you.
Okay,
good
but
scores.
again, I just want to reiterate that. Okay, fine.
Don't say,
I was not perfect in the last few weeks, but
well,
I would prefer that you don't say that I had low performance since July, because I don't believe that's true. Because I remember that when I was here in the summer, I was happy to work.
Okay, I had trust in you. What I want to say, what I don't want you to say, is that I didn't have trust in you. I did have it. You had good scores. You can check them in Workday, and I got you a raise. It was me getting you a raise.
Okay. Well, yeah.
I was, giving you enough room and enough encouragement. I hope. And I was broken in the last month, right? Perhaps it's me mismeasuring things. Again, prove me wrong. But I wanted to be very, very clear. Right? I don't want any miscommunications from me. I don't want any surprises. I don't want you to see a bad score in January and then come to me saying this was a surprise. You never said to me, right?
Okay.
Because then it would be fair. If you come to me saying you never told me I was underperforming, right? Well, this is me telling you from my point of view you are underperforming. I'm trying to be very clear. We've spent an hour and a half talking.
Okay, just to double check, January is like the past quarter, right?
The past quarter is when my trust was broken.
Okay, no, but what does this score in January represent?
Last quarter, yeah, Q4.
Okay.
2022.
Right.
And
Okay, again, that's fine. Wasn't perfect for the last quarter, whatever. Again, I get it, but I just wanted to make it clear that do not blow it up to the past 6 months or the past year.
I cannot do that. If I do that, if I tell you were not performing in Q2, you're gonna be pushing back and say, well, you gave me a 3, right? I got a 3 or I don't remember, but I got a good score, right? And then it's on me, because if I told you that you were performing okay, then and now I cannot change my message.
Okay, no, so yeah, this is what I'm saying.
My message is still the same. My message is, last year we had a tough year, right? Q3, Q4 was tough. From January, I saw improvement from you. Now
Okay.
happier.
Yeah.
I was trying to communicate that.
Yeah.
What I said about July is we started API errors in July, and I saw that you started at a good pace. We are now in December, and that is still not done. And you are the owner of that. You are the owner of that piece of work. When is it going to be delivered? I need that to be closed because we have to move on. I need you to join the schedule manager from January. And I want to close.
No, I get that, right? And like I said, in the first month when I was in Singapore, I actually did work on this a lot more. It took up more of my time than any queries
What happened?
or anything. I got tagged into more things for some reason. Suddenly scheduler things was coming up.
I don't know. I don't have
Okay.
visibility, right?
Okay.
So last month,
But to be fair, if only 25% of my time was supposed to be homework or home team work for the 3 months, I think in that first month I actually did more than 25. I mean, because that month is like a third, right? I actually did think that if you count the entire 3 months, I did more than 25% of my time doing home team work.
Okay, that was September, right? September is not this quarter. I'm trying to have visibility of what happened in October, November, now December.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about Q4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I just wanted to make clear that whatever threats you have on me is not because earlier you're suddenly saying like, oh, we haven't been delivering since July or something, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I was.
didn't say that.
Okay. I just wanted to make it clear that this score is just for the quarter, and your main problem is you didn't have visibility for like 2 or 3 weeks when I provided not everyday updates but like few updates.
Yeah, I'm not saying you were not delivering since July. I said.
Okay. Earlier you mentioned July, and then I was like, what?
Started
Okay.
API errors in July,
Mm-hmm.
I believe, and it's December. We're not done yet, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you did this to me. So you did this last year as well, right? And I don't want to have to dig through all the history, but from what I can remember off the top of my head, I got put on schedule manager at some point, and then there were a few things that I had to refactor. At one point, you actually said, feel free to refactor things as you go on instead of just focusing on API errors. So I did that. Whenever I see something like very, very poorly structured, I will kind of take a break on the errors and just refactor that.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you can spend all the time in the world.
I'm not spending all the time in the world. That's just how long things take.
I'm not saying you're doing that, but what I'm trying to say is that we have to do good time management, right, and good prioritization. If you need to spend one day doing a refactor, please go ahead and do it.
Mm-hmm.
But still, we have to deliver API errors by some dates, right, and then move on.
Yeah.
There's so much refactor that we would have to do in the scheduler code.
Mm-hmm.
We spend a whole year doing the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
I cannot afford that. We can do some refactors here and there if they are beneficial.
Okay, no, I know. No, that's fair. I'm just saying that there was a point last summer when I was here that you did actually say, take the time to do the refactors, and that's what I did. There was even that cleanup thing that Alice did that she declared done, but then later I found all these things that I had to fix anyway because it affected if I didn't fix them, I would have had to add more errors, right? So I had to actually take a few days to do that. And that's what I'm saying, is like things happen.
Yeah.
I can't always predict them.
So
when you say like it's July, why isn't it done? Things came up, right?
Okay.
And this was the same you did for whatever that feature was I was working on last winter, right? Like, some random date showed up on the Epic. It's like, oh, the date is here. Why isn't it done? I was like, well, other things came up. And yeah, I know. Again, we don't have to work on it forever, but I can't again, I can just zero focus on this and not work on anything else, or there's things come up, like you want me to write a report. You know how long writing takes me? I told you, sometimes it takes me a whole day to write an interrupt report. Maybe not a whole day, maybe like 75% of the day. Writing is hard for me.
It shouldn't take more.
Yeah, I know, but your brain is different from mine, and it takes me a long time to write. It was always been like torture for me ever since even when I was in school. Writing like huge chunks of things takes me a while. I'm sorry that you don't understand that, but that's how my brain works. I can't change it.
Well, then do it some other way. Just gather links as you go along, right? If you've been working in 3 incidents, just say this week in incidents, incident 1, incident 2, incident 3. That's it. You don't need to write any props if you don't want to, right?
Okay.
It's only if you want to. But telling you is that you should not be spending a whole day writing an email. That, from my point of view, that is poor performance. We cannot spend one day writing an email. I write plenty of emails.
Okay, it depends on if I dealt with a lot of things and I actually learned some things, if I actually like did new things or learned something from the whatever issues I dealt with during the VTime interrupt, I do take the time to write them out because it helps me reinforce what I learned. And there has been times in the past where I actually, if there's another incident comes up that's similar, I actually go back to my email because I actually put the detail in there. So part of me taking the time to write it that long is because it helps me learn. But I'm just basically telling you that it takes me a long time to write something substantial.
And I see the value of that. But what I'm also saying is that it shouldn't take a whole day, right? If that takes a whole day, we have to change the approach, right? Because you taking one day to prepare an interrupt report is not really adding value to the product or adding value to the clients or helping with our delivery dates, right? It helps with knowledge sharing, it helps with the team, but it's still, this is the value we get, and if this is the amount of time we need to deliver this value, it's not worth to do it. Does it make sense?
Yeah, I know that makes sense, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just trying to demonstrate that
if it takes too long,
it takes me a while to write.
Don't do it. If it takes this amount of time to do this, don't do it.
Okay, well, because it takes me that amount of time to write, that's why when you said write this report that encompasses everything, I said I'll do it after, because when I have to write something, I have to really like break the context for everything else that I'm working on, and it's just hard. Like, I don't know. I mean, when there's too many things going on, you know.
That report is something I need to measure your performance in this quarter, because again, you just came back.
Okay, well, like I said, I'll do it after the thing. Okay. And I said that before.
I mean, so if you have this ready by the end of the week or next week, is better than not having it really ready ever.
Okay.
Right? Not written, not to write that up.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure in my last one-to-one I said I'll do it after. Look at all my notes. I actually tried to scribble notes like every day. I said that. So when I show up and you say, why didn't you have it done yet? I told you to do it. You just, you know, it's...
Well, in my head, this is something that perhaps spending a few hours is something you could have done. But you are now telling me that you're going to need even 1 day or 2 days to do it, right?
Okay, well, now that you've set some parameters that it should be 1 page and I could just post links, then, you know, I'll try to keep it short. But I just wouldn't like switch contexts, okay?
Okay, I was just trying to make very clear what my expectations are.
Okay.
Anything else to mention?
No.
Are we good?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Let's go back to work.